Perrysburg, Ohio, and Mark Baker. Huntington Beach, California, his opponent. First shot, Firestone. Don Genalo, 8th Firestone appearance, his best finish 4th in 1986. And here he is, colorful, gregarious Mark Baker, 5th Firestone, finished 2nd in 86, 5th in 1988. Nice crossover strike ball, so a little good fortune on the part of the Californian.
Baker, the big, powerful player. He has a 5-step delivery. He has that cup release at the top. Good push away, and it's a tremendous wrist action, and he throws the biggest hook, I think, of all the players today. Ballard throws it kind of more of a curve and a little bit softer, so Baker trying to capitalize on an early break.
Coming up a little high. He has left the 4.
To set up the championship pair, you saw Baker crossing over on 28. Lane 28 hooks quite a bit more than 27. 27 kind of holds and should favor the down and in player like Genalo. The hooking lane 28 should favor the big hook ball players.
So Baker continues to mark. If you just joined us in our first game, it's Baker and Don Genalo. The winner meet Del Ballard, whom Bo talked a few moments ago. Then Tony Westlake, followed by the tournament leader, Dave Ferraro. Now at the strikeout, Don Genalo. Second frame. Genalo, the fighter type. Nicknamed Bigfoot, wearing size 12 bowling shoes.
Long span. He's got a kind of a shuffle 4.5-step delivery, just ideal style. Locked arm swing, shoulder high. Then he has the deep V bend and really kind of posts that shot, that good follow through, and he sets it until the ball hits the pins. A great practice, especially under pressure. As you look at that real long span, full 5.5-inch grip in that club. Come on.
All but the 10-pin. Satisfied, not with the fact he left it, but because of the hit, he thought he might have been worse.
Genalo, a college player, went to Robert Morris University, won the College Union All Events in 1977, beating fellow PBA champion Jeff Bellinger. Easy spare, the 10-pin.
Checking his fingers in his glove, not happy with the release, Bo.
Well, it's so hot in here. The weather in Akron has been 80 to 85 degrees all week long, and it's about the same right now. And so it's very warm environment in the bowling center, and all the players may have trouble holding on to the ball.
Spare up for Baker. Going very close to the channel, and it's a second strike. Earlier, we asked Mark what a Firestone win would mean to him today.
My game evolved to where I really had no timing, and I tried to do something I wasn't. I got my power out of the game. I went back to Reno, Nevada, saw my coach, Bill Julian. He got me straightened out in about 2 days, and I'm sitting here today. Thanks, Bill.
So Mark Baker thanking the man that got him out of his slump. We know what the Firestone means to him. Tell you more about Mark Baker after this. Had passed through these portals, these doors, as did 51 other champions for this $250,000 event. Don with a spare up, shooting in the 4th. He opened with a double, then marked with a spare, now his 3rd strike of his first match. Okay, Don Genalo. We asked him earlier that he'd bowled poorly the last 2 outings. What has he been doing to make it better?
I think the problem I had in Grand Prairie was I was trying too hard. I predicted that if I led the tournament, I'd win, and I tried to win the tournament with each shot. I'm going to try and go out there today and be a little easier on myself and just try to make good shots instead of trying to win the tournament with each shot that I throw.
And that was a good shot to take the lead from Mark Baker momentarily, at least, leading by 9 pins. Genalo, who was 4th in the Pinole Open and 2nd at Quaker State. From overhead, Mark Baker. 7-10.
Chris, that's about the most unusual 7-10 split I have ever seen. The ball was almost solid in the pocket, and he has to really get lucky to make it. We saw Mark Roth make it years ago by bouncing the 10 pin over into the 7. But that ball was an apparent good hit, and even Baker had to turn around and say, what happened?
So it's an open frame. Speaking of Mark Roth, he finished 14th. Had a bowling ball stolen, and here's how Mark did the 7-10.
Some 10 years ago, you see the ball double kisses the pin, and the pin bounces over the 10 pin into the 7. Obviously, Roth like that, and as you said, was in contention here. Let's see if Baker can recover from that really bad break.
And now Mark Baker, the Californian, played with the second split Nelson. It ain't easy out here on tour.
No way. As he slides in very light, he leaves a 2-8-10. As I said, the left-hand lane here, this championship here, 27, will not hook back or finish as much as the right-hand lane. It should give Ballard and Baker some trouble. So far, trouble for Baker.
And also very quickly, he now trails Don Genalo by 34, who has a double working, and now shooting in the 6th frame of the first match. Head-to-head, you win, you advance. You lose, you get $10,000.
Watch how straight Genalo walks the line compared to the big hook ball players.
Four-pen. Don has been noted to talk to the bowling ball. His sign language sort of tells you the story of how he felt about the shot. In other words, he was lucky to get away with only the 4.
Well, he's playing the proper line around the second arrow, playing the track or Warren area on the right side, and it favors his type of shot.
There's Mary Genalo of Perrysburg, Ohio. Just so nervous, and why not? This is the 16th stop of our winter tour, and it's the major event, the Firestone. With picture book follow-through, Don Genalo with a strike in the 7th frame, leading by 33. More after this. Doubleheader Wide World Gymnastics and Racing. Mark Baker to recover. Crossing over, and now he's faced with oh boy, another split, the 3-10. He had back-to-back open frames. At the 4th frame, he led by 1 pin. And now he'll have to try to fit that 16-pound bowling ball between the narrowest of openings in order to get both. A little bit cross lane. Last night he had to get a spare and 8 pins in order to get into the telecast. Here's Bo.
Well, Del Ballard, do you see Mark Baker with the big hook ball struggling out there? You also roll the big hook ball. Any game plan?
The left lane is tighter to me quite a bit, but it's like down the lane, and so I'm just going to try to go with a little softer ball speed and maybe hit it just a little bit harder and make sure I stay firm on the right lane because it will hook back and go out there and be aggressive.
You've won here before. Good luck in the next match. Chris?
All right. All but the 7 pin on the left lane. Young man recently married to Jeannie, married in November. And Jeannie is here cheering him on. Living now in Huntington Beach, California. Mark was born in Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Then lived for years in Garden Grove, California. High school All-American basketball player. And has a great desire to be a commentator someday. Well, he's glib enough.
He was really excellent at this morning's Champions Breakfast, which all 5 players spoke to the press and answered questions. He was, in fact, quite comical and very loose. Unfortunately, he's trailing this man by 34 pins, 8th frame.
And Don doubling that strike in the 8th frame. So it's more and more now that Genalo will go against the defending champion.
The championship pair is obviously favoring Genalo, and he's playing a shot between the second and third arrows. He's sliding right about the center of the lane and rolling a pretty straight shot, and that seems like the best shot today. And I think the two hookball players, Baker obviously already having trouble.
Thought he had them all. The 10, that shot was in the 9th frame, but comfortable lead of 44.
Something we have today that we've never had before, especially in a major tournament. All the pins are identically matched. There's 21 pins in each lane, and they're all 3 pound 8 ounces. No 3.6s, no 3.7s. All weighed out by tournament director and maintenance director Lenny Nicholson.
Don Genalo starting in a position that's not common to him when he wins, because 5 of his 6 wins were from the top seed position. In other words, had Bo only one game. And now Mark Baker, 29 years old, 6'4", 225. Shake your head, Mark. I don't blame you.
Well, what's happened out here, the oil, as we said, is equal gutter to gutter, so there's no hold spot or nothing to throw the ball up against to make the ball set in the pocket. And with it 41 feet down the lane, a ball like Baker's doesn't have the time to make the break, and if he points it, it hooks too high.
So it is Mark Baker's 26th telecast in his 10-year professional career, and he will have to be content with the $10,000. And Don Genalo now getting a step closer, and his opponent will be the defending champion, Del Ballard. ABC Sports Presentation for Professional Bowlers will be back after